Nobody is talking about how this sequel never took off. This video tells the tale of why Deceit 2 never took off. But first, we need to understand what the Deceit games are, starting off with the first one. Deceit released 3rd of March 2017, developed and published by World Makers. Deceit tests your trust and deception skills like no other game. It is an action-filled multiplayer first-person shooter. You wake up surrounded by 5 other survivors. People in your group become infected, but you and your group need to determine who is infected. But Deceit has its own charm in the asymmetrical horror series. When playing as an innocent or survivor, the characters consist of Hans, Lisa, Nina, Rachel, Chang, and Alex. Your selected character then has to progress through the game, gather weapons, secure objectives, and vote out those suspected of infection. To help you survive and advance through 3 zones to strengthen up their chances of survival and escape. Every decision gives you more information on your teammates and what side they're likely to be on. The infected collect blood and try cover up their sabotage attempts. The innocent need to keep their eyes peeled if there's any suspicious activity. At the end of each zone, a blackout period occurs. The infected can transform into their terraform state and wreak havoc. The terraforms consist of the experimental, the vampire, the werewolf, and the yeti. All these characters are mainly based on the map themes. I do have a good few hours on this game and I do enjoy it more than DBD and Among Us. It's a panic-inducing game and you just don't know who to trust. It is genuinely an underrated game. Now let's talk about the sequel. The plot of Deceit 2 is pretty straight up.
Wait a second, you're this far in and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. What are you doing with your life right now? Hit the subscribe button. Lets me know you're enjoying the videos.
It takes players to Millhaven Asylum. In the aftermath of a ritual gone wrong, you will take control of Truth Seekers Anonymous. Your squad will ultimately fall under in the influence of the game's master's trickeries. Either as an innocent or as infected, you will decide who to trust. Basically, escape the ritual or die trying. The survivors listed below: Alex, Lisa, Chang, Rachel, Hans, Nina, Ria, Jack, and Beck. Some of these guys coming back from the first game, they can't catch a break. And for now, there's only one terror available with different abilities. The experimental has chokehold, rage, light block, and the experimental mutations. This game might have similar features and characters, but it plays completely different. They have changed the playstyle. Before, it was more like Dead by Daylight without mandatory tasks and was way more of an escape game with more locations. Now it's more like Among Us, where you must do tasks and there is only one location. Fans of the first game are very on the fence with it. The reviews do say a lot.
They added 10 items and removed 10 features. Can't wait for the battle pass.
It's just not the same game. You can't fight back. The stun feels useless. It's just not a good game right now.
Look how they massacred my boy.
I personally believe they should have kept updating Deceit 1 similar to Dead by Daylight with new features and terrors, and we could have had a serious Dead by Daylight competitor. And Deceit 2 should have been a brand new IP under the same developers. I think the Steam charts and reviews speak for itself. But my final thoughts: I do hope Deceit 2 can be as successful as Deceit 1, but only time will tell.